Welcome to the first podcast in a series of many more podcasts to come. We have lots to talk about as Zimbabweans, and I think that we are missing in the podcast space. So, this is an introduction, and I hope that a lot more Zimbabweans will be soon starting to start their own podcasts or to collaborate with me in discussing the issues that are afflicting us as a people. I think there's a lot we can discuss. I think there's many ideas out there that are probably being used on platforms that are not really reaching out to the rest of the population. Because I think as educated people and we are always we've been debating on why, if we're such an educated people, we have so many problems. But I think the biggest problem we've had is that we have been unable to access the platforms that allow us to collaborate and to use the expertise, the intelligence that we have. A lot of us, after college or university or high school, would have gained some experience in different areas. But the problem is that there is no platform, or rather the platforms are there, but we are just not using the right platforms to disseminate certain information. A lot of us are probably using platforms that do not allow for a greater number of people to be reached. For example, a lot of Zimbabweans are using WhatsApp as a platform. Even as a group, there's a lot that happens on WhatsApp. I know that a lot of sharing takes place, but at the end of the day, it is difficult to access that information once it's been there for 2 or 3 days. I've been at times I've looked at my WhatsApp messages and I've come across maybe 1,000 messages waiting to be read. And obviously it's difficult to read those messages. And if I was to read them, it would take, say after a week or so, it would be really difficult to scroll back and access information no matter how useful it was. But there are other platforms like podcasting, which are really brilliant platforms that we can use, that are searchable, that we can post on websites, that we can share, that are almost a permanent record, and it's easy to find them. And if you've got a website, it's something you can post on a website, and it can be accessible for a long time to come, as long as people are finding it useful and are sharing it amongst themselves. It's something that can be used for a long time to come. I've also noticed that we use we use Facebook quite a lot. And if you try to scroll, say, or to go back, say, 3-4 days ago, it's really difficult to find information that you've posted or discussions that you've had a few days ago, because that is just the nature of Facebook. And so a lot of intelligent discussions taking place on Facebook, even on Twitter. Obviously, with a hashtag, it's easier to find information, but they're just not designed for a permanent record of discussions that have been had. So I think we need to be thinking about using using YouTube and also using podcasting as a way to create a permanent record of any discussion that we want to make. And so I'll be using this platform quite a lot, and I'll be inviting other people to come and have discussions on what is happening in Zimbabwe, what is happening around the world, in Africa, and see how we can start to create a body of information that can be helpful to other people. So I will see you in podcast number 2. I will call this one podcast number 1, which basically is an introduction to what I will be doing from now on. And hopefully I can do a daily podcast. I think that's reasonably possible to do that. And that should help me to improve on my podcasting future. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.